Broadcasting live from the Meridics VOBS Studio Broadcast Center at Centennial Sportsplex. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network. And now it is time to see who will join Franklin 12 days from now in the Predators Cup Winners Bracket Final. Nolensville or Page Summit. These two teams won tight ones last week. Nolensville only beating MBA 2-1. Page only beating Ensworth 3-1. And of the two teams that won their respective games, the opponent that was knocked out on Monday, Ensworth by MBA and OT. So Nolensville holding down the last third of the Preds Cup title defense, with 2/3 of the defense being ended. That of Ensworth and Lipscomb. As we decide who will be one step away from a Preds Cup final in this one. Meanwhile, the second game in the losers round, first round of the losers bracket in the Hein Cup is underway. Brentwood BAUSN leading the Clarksville Kings 1-0 already. Jaden Parnichkarn scoring just under 5 minutes in. And the Bruins have the lead over the Kings as they try and survive this one. The officials aren't out here yet, but then again, game time is not until, well, the window doesn't start until 8:45, so, there goes the warm-up clock now. So let's get moving and talk about the two teams playing the second game of our doubleheader. First up, Nolensville, coached by Ty Johns. Won their Preds Cup opener last Wednesday, 2-1 over MBA. As we pull up their team stats. Spencer Kern with 2 points, both from goals, and Charlie Bonnet with a point from an assist, and that's it. That is it. And Bankston Soundara played that whole game in goal, so his playoff record 1-0-0, played the full 42 minutes, allowed just 1 goal and 37 shots. Turned away the other 37. His save percentage in the postseason so far is .973, and his goals against average is 1 even. Let's move on to Page Summit. Coached by Greg Sowers, again won their Preds Cup opener last Wednesday, 3-1 over Ensworth Lipscomb CPA. As we pull up their playoff stats so far, not much to go over there either. Hudson Halters with 2 points from goals. Madden Chandler with 2 points from a goal and an assist. Hunter Haley and Aiden Meyer each with a point from an assist. And it was Justin Yanuchili who played that entire game in goal. Played the full 42 minutes, allowed 1 goal on 33 shots, turned away the other 32. His save percentage in the postseason so far is .970, and his goals against average is 1 even. This is Brady Tessier taking the shots for Page here in the warm-up, with Justin Yanuchili standing by. These two teams met back on December 1st. Page Summit won 4-2. If they can repeat that, they will face Franklin, and it will guarantee a team that has never been in the Preds Cup final before will play in said Preds Cup final. Franklin have never been in the Preds Cup final. Neither have Page Summit. Page won the GNASH Cup via the old GNASH Cup tournament in 2004. I don't think they got to the Preds Cup final that year. That was back when you had to win the GNASH Cup, or at least finish, I think it was get to the GNASH Cup final to qualify for the Preds Cup, because that was back when it was still Nashville against teams from Memphis and Knoxville. Nashville teams against Memphis and Knoxville teams, which ended after 2010. And Summit have never been in the Preds Cup final either. Not when they were co-oping with Independence, and not when they were on their own. They played one season as a Scholastic team in 2020-2021, the COVID year. And they lost all 16 games, all 14 of their regular season games, and both of their Hein Cup games in the double elimination format. So, yeah, Summit trying to get to a place they've never been, but they got to win 2 more games. They got to win tonight, and then they got to win on the 23rd to get there. And Clarksville already tied up with Brentwood over on Rink B. Aiden Haas scoring for the Kings Brentwood beat Clarksville in the regular season meeting 3-1 back on January 27th, but Jackson Penfield was in net for the Kings instead of Riley Barnes, their number 1 goaltender. All right. Warm-up is done. Are the officials out here? Yeah, they're out here. They're out here. Ready to go with the start of this one. Justin Yanuchili going to start in goal for Page Summit. No prizes for correctly guessing who's starting in goal for Nolensville. It is, of course, Bingston Soundara for this first period. Page will carry the puck from my left to right. Nolensville from my right to left. Who's going to play Franklin in the winner's bracket final 12 days from now? We start answering that question now as Nolensville win the opening draw. Jonah Ferguson takes it away at center. Taken back by Nolensville, brought back into the Page zone. Here's Charlie Bonner on the right wing side. Gets the slot. Lost the handle, and the puck is Braden Owen came in and took it off him. Ryan Ellis trying to get the puck out on the near side. He can. It's held into the left point by Ben Campbell and finally cleared out of the zone by the Spartriots. Puck sent back the other way by Nolensville, back into the Page zone. It's on the far side and will be brought out to center by Madden Chandler. Here's Aiden Meyer sending it into the Nolensville zone. He'll come to the bench for a change. Puck behind the net, fired up the far side onto the stick of Jackson Malleus-Mayer. He'll backhand it down the right wing side of the Page zone. Spencer Kern on the right wing corner as the puck taken away, sent around the wall, held into the left point by Emmett Zakos. Pass down the left wing side, Carson Roganchik to the left wing corner. And Spencer Kern behind the net. Comes out to the far side. Drops it back down into the right wing corner. Jonah Ferguson pushing Jackson Malleus-Mayer into the boards. Malleus-Mayer puts that up for a one-timer. Stopped by Yanuchili. That was from Kern. And the puck cleared out by Page. So Nolensville get the first shot on goal from in tight, but Yanuchili with a big save early. And an offside. Oh, Hunter Haley, I guess, thought he was offside as he kind of went in along with the puck, but I never saw an arm in the air, so he should have played that while it was in the Nolensville zone. Puck sent back into the Page end. Here is Aiden Gardner passing ahead to Hudson Halters, who deflects it right into the Nolensville zone from the red line. And puck going into the inboards of the Nolensville zone. Aiden Meyer battling for it. Hunter Haley in there. Puck comes up to the right point, was held in, and finally cleared out by the Knights. Aiden Garner in his own zone, passing up the far side off the boards. Goes for an icing. Aiden Meyer couldn't get there as it banked off the boards near the left point of the Nolensville zone. 11:42 to go in the first, no goals on the board. That was the first stoppage on play after the first 2:18. Draw is going to be to the right of Justin Yanuchili. Puck was dropped, and the referee at the red line having to talk to the Nolensville bench. That's why he blew the whistle. A redrop won by Page. Puck on the far side. And it's cleared out. It's backhanded back into the Page zone by Henry Cravens. Jonah Ferguson at the end board, sending it to the near side. And Braden Owen lost it in the skates of Grant Phelps, the smallest guy out there. Here's Charlie Bonner with a shot from the top of the slot. Off a stick and into the netting above the glass. Draw to the right of Yanuchili. It's won by Page. Ryan Ellis. And Braden Owen chipping it to the near boards. Comes up to Aiden Meyer. And Owen will carry it out to center. Chandler trying to pass the slot. Owen that went off a Nolensville stick. Meyer keeps the puck in the zone. Passes out to the slot. Braden Owen a shot. Stopped and held on to by Bingston Soundara. Page getting their first good chance of the game. 10:57 to go on the first. No goals on the board. Draw is going to be to the right of Soundara. Won by Nolensville. Puck comes around to the near side. Spencer Kern left it behind him. There's a chance of front for Aiden Meyer, and his shot stopped and covered up by Soundara at the left-hand side of the net. Kern left that puck behind him, and it turned into a scoring chance for the Spartriots. Draw is going to be to Soundara's left. Won by Page. Puck goes out to center. Aiden Garner passing it up the near side. Hunter Haley. Tried to pass it across to the far side. Went off the skate of Hudson Halters. Back towards the Nolensville blue line. And now here's Carson Rogic bringing the puck back into the Page end. Oh, but Spencer Kern stepped over the line before the puck came in. So offside called against the Knights. Draw is going to be on the dot in front of the Page bench. Won by Page. Turned over to Nolensville, who dumped it into the Page zone. Puck behind the net. Here's Elijah Selby trying to clear it up the near side. Held in Jackson Malleus-Mayer. Malleus-Mayer passing it up to the left point. Emmett Zakos a shot. Turned away by Yanuchili with a blocker. Here's Kern moving through the left circle into the slot. Taking a shot. Score! Spencer Kern fires it into the roof of the net. Moved to the slot and took the shot. Hit the top shelf. And Nolensville take a 1-0 lead with 10:02 to go on the first. Draw one by Nolensville. Puck chipped towards the Page zone, and Ryan Ellis got to stick to it. Spencer Kern went for it as well, and it ended up in the Page bench. Draw is going to be to the right of Yanuchili. Won by Nolensville. Here's Luke Doble closing in on goal. Hank Prosser with a shot. Stopped by Yanuchili. Puck loose in the crease. And they get it away from the net. Puck carried back into the Nolensville zone by Camden Mullen. I think he tried to pass it in front. It was deflected away. Here's Henry Cravens firing it over the net from the red line. Now Aiden Meyer runs into Heath Hudie. Puck on the far side. Charlie Bonner brings it back into the Page zone. Puck poked away. Jonah Ferguson gets to it, clears it out up the far side. Sent right back into the Page zone. Yanuchili will stop it and hand it off to Ferguson. Sends it to the Nolensville blue line. It's intercepted. Sent back the other way. Charlie Bonner, right wing side of the Page zone, tried to pass it in front to Heath Udy, went off the skates of Ferguson. Grant Phelps trying to put it in front, intercepted by Ferguson. Backhanded off the far boards, held it in at Zakos. Taking a shot in the right circle, blocked in front. And Landon Ellis trying to clear, and it goes out to center. Madden Chandler smacked it out to center, dumped right back in by Zakos. Here's Ferguson sending it around to the near side. Conley Meeks passing ahead to Landon Ellis at center. Ellis back into the Nolensville zone on the left wing side. Falls over on a little tap from Charlie Bonner, so referee has his arm in the air, puck in front. Conley Meeks now in the left wing corner. Puck behind the net, put out in front, nobody there. Oh no! Oh, it ends up in the net at front Page net! They wave it off! Oh, they wave it off! Conley Meeks, or was it Landon Ellis, put it in front, nobody was there, and it went all the way back down into the Page net. The officials are talking. Oh, it's a goal, it counts, oh my word! I've never seen that happen in a GNASH game before. It's 2-0 Nolensville. Oh my goodness, 2-0 with 8:06 to go in the first. I'll never understand why you pass it back to your own blue line when they've got to be the ones to touch up the puck. Charlie Bonner to the box. So Page in the power play down 2-0 with 8:06 to go in the first. Wow. That is insane. My Lord. That puck was sliding through center. It's like, oh no, it's not. It's not on line, is it? It sure was. Oh my God. So who gets credit for that? Who gets credit for that goal? They give it to Bingston for the hell of it? I mean, they gave credit to Charlie Bonnert. Okay. Not sure if he actually touched it. He's the one, I think. I wonder if they called him for tripping. I don't know. I have to pull up the game sheet. Puck in the Nolensville zone, quickly cleared out by the Knights. Janu Chile behind his own net will leave it for Jonah Ferguson. Oh, almost had it taken away by Spencer Kern behind the net. Kern pinning it up against the kick plate on the far side. And Hudson Halters passing the puck ahead to center, intercepted, sent back the other way. Now Tyler Bell brings it back into the Nolensville zone, but he lost it on the left wing side. And the puck was just held in at the blue line. Minute left in the power play for Page. Shot from the left wing corner, stopped and held onto by Bingston Soundara. 55 seconds left in the power play. 7:01 to go in the first. It is 2-0 Nolensville. Draw to the right of Soundara. Here's Elijah Selby. Top of the right circle, a shot stopped and held onto by Soundara. Draw to Soundara's left. Won by Nolensville. Henry Cravens banking it off the near boards to center. Here is Aiden Garner. Garner Now Braden Owen up offside. Aiden Meyer, is that Aiden Meyer? Stepped into the zone. Yes, it is Aiden Meyer. Stepped into the zone. 4 Owen carried the puck in, drawing the dot in front of the bleachers across from the Nolensville bench at center. Won by Page. 30 seconds left in the power play for them. Here's Chandler bringing it back into the Nolensville zone. Elijah Shelby passing across to Aiden Garner, who backhands into the inboards, trying to put out in front. Nolensville will clear it out on the far side. Elijah Selby chases it back down in the Page end. Passes up the far side. Madden Chandler, left wing side of the Nolensville zone. Chandler with a shot, went across the front of the net. Penalty time against Nolensville is up. They're back at even strength. Puck came to the front of the net and off the stick of Madden Chandler, past the net to Soundara's left. Here come Nolensville. Spencer Kern, right wing side of the Page zone with a shot off the right shoulder of Yanu Chile. Puck pops up in the air and goes out of play in the right wing corner. 5:43 to go in the first. 2-0 Nolensville. Draw is going to be to the left of Yanu Chile. One by Nolensville, and a shot in the right point. Henry Craven's blocked. Here goes Hudson Halters, left wing side of the Nolensville zone with a shot. Stop! Roll! The rebound was sitting loose in front. Tyler Bell couldn't get a stick on it. Here goes Carson Roganchik back into the Page zone on the left wing side. A shot off the right leg pad of Yanu Chile. Puck on the far side. Henry Craven shot in the right half wall, blocked. Puck goes out to center. Tyler Bell gets to it. Bell back into the Nolensville zone on the right wing side. Pass to the slot, intercepted. Cleared out. Ryan Ellis backhanding it back the other way. Oh, but then given away to Malleus-Mayer by Hunter Haley. Here's Spencer Kern. Puck knocked off his stick by a bypassing Hudson Halters, who carries it out to center on the far side. Sent back the other way by Nolensville, and then that's sent back the other way by Ellis. Thomas Renegar sending it around the boards on the far side. Judah Campbell. He wears number 13. Flipping it up the far wall and out. Ryan Ellis dumps it back into the Nolensville zone. And a clearing attempt knocked down right at the Nolensville blue line by Conley Meeks. Then it's dumped back into the Nolensville zone. Actually on goal from the red line by Jonah Ferguson, stopped and covered up by Soundara. 4:19 to go in the first, 2-0 Nolensville. Oh, they've given Bingston Soundara that goal. They've given Bingston Soundara that goal that Page put in their own net from next to the Nolensville net. Bingston Soundara has been credited for a goal. Shot in the right point, and Jonah Ferguson deflected over to the far side. Now the puck out at center. Hank Prosser backhanding it back into the Page zone. Here's Jonah Ferguson. Passing to the near side. Picked up Charlie Bonnert. Bonnert around the back of the net. Trying to put it in front for Judah Campbell. It's poked away. Held in the zone at the right half wall by Bonnert. Puck now behind the net. Here's Bonnert. Pushed into the boards. And the puck cleared out by the Spartriots. Emmett Zakos will track it down. Pass it up the far side back into the Page zone. Quickly cleared out by Nathan Baldwin. Heath Hudi deflecting the puck back into the Page zone. Got it in the left circle. Trying to drop it back. Ferguson took it off him. Tried to clear. Hit Charlie Bonnert. Baldwin with it far side. Tried to pass ahead to Aiden Meyer. And the puck's going to go into the Nolensville zone for an icing. 3:17 to go. In the first, still 2-0 Nolensville. They called slashing against Charlie Bonnert. On that play where Page scored on their own net. Clarksville Kings up 2-0 on 2-1 on Brentwood BAUSN. Over on Rink B in the second game in the first round of the Hein Cup losers bracket. Draw to the right of Yanuchili, won by Page. They'll clear it out. Here's Elijah Selby getting knocked over, and now Logan Campbell back in the Page zone with a shot from the right circle, blocked away by Yanuchili. Puck sent back into the Nolensville end. Charlie Bonnet clears it out. Here's Logan Campbell. Back Campbell. Almost gave it away to Aiden Meyer. And the puck brought back into the Nolensville zone. I'm not sure what the whistle was for. It was either offside against Page or maybe it ended up in the Nolensville bench for a second. Either way, stoppage with 2:45 left in the first and Nolensville up 2-0. Draw on the dot in front of the Knights bench. Draw one by Page. They send it into the Nolensville zone and it ends up being iced from the far side. I think by Henry Cravens. Draw to the right of Soundara. One by Page. Then taken by Nolensville and brought out to center. And we're going to get a whistle against Page. Nolensville player got tripped on the far side. It's going to be Hunter Haley going to the box. So Nolensville on the power play for the first time in this one, up 2-0 with 2:25 to go in the first. Draws to the left of Yanuchili. One by Nolensville. Logan Campbell, left circle, pushed towards the near side boards by Aiden Garner, who didn't get to the puck and clear it out in time. Here's Jackson Malleus-Mayer, left circle, a shot, score! Malleus-Mayer with a shot from the bottom of the left circle. I think it may have gone off the inside of the left knee of Yanuchili into the back of the net. It's a power play goal to give Nolensville a 3-0 lead with 2:09 to go in the first. Draw one by Page, Reeve Gable. Sending it up the far side, Thomas Renegar. Gives it away in his own zone. Brayton Owen with a shot in the slot, misses the net to the right of Soundara. Now back the other way come the Knights. Charlie Bonner, top of the right circle, shot blocked. Inside the Page zone, Heath Hudie with it. Backhanding it to the right wing corner. Nobody in a black sweater there, it goes out to center. Puck sent back into the Nolensville zone, quickly cleared out. And it ends up going out of play right at the Page blue line on the far side. 91 seconds to go in the first. 3-0 Nolensville. Drawing the dot in front of the bleachers across from the Page bench at center. One by Page. Brought into the Nolensville zone, sent on goal, turned away by Soundara. Luke Doble pushed into the left wing corner boards by Hunter Haley. Passed ahead to Hank Prosser. Prosser back into the Page zone, takes a shot in the blue line, stopped and covered up by Yanuchili with 64 seconds left in the first. Forgot to say the loser of this game will play Hendersonville next Wednesday in the first losers bracket quarterfinal at 7:10 here on Rink A. Station Camp will play NBA in the other losers bracket quarter. Draw is going to be to the right of Yanuchili. One by Page. Puck on the inboards. Minute left in the first. Puck coming up to the right point. Held in. Henry Cravens. His shot misses the net to the left of Yanuchili. Puck on the inboards again. Halters. Behind the net, Selby banks it off the near boards. Held in at the left point by Ben Campbell. Sent back down the wall. Coming around to the far side. Held in at the right point by Henry Cravens, and his shot stopped and held on to by Yanuchili with 33.1 seconds to go in the first. And Nolensville up 3-0. Draw to the left of Yanuchili. One by Page. Puck on the near side boards. Aiden Meyer backhands it out to center. Under 30 seconds left in the first. Here's Braden Owen. Madden Chandler back in the Nolensville zone. Shot in the high slot. Stopped and held on to by Bingston Soundara. Draw will be to Soundara's left. One by Nolensville and a shot from Madden Chandler. I think missed the net to Soundara's right. Puck of the inboards. Here's Madden Chandler shooting for the left circle. Misses the net to the left of Soundara. Puck coming around to the far side. That's going to be it for the first. Spencer Kearns scoring the game's first goal nearly 4 minutes in, and then a couple minutes later, something we've seen a lot in the NHL. Page with a net empty, about to go on the power play, and they end up scoring on their own goal from their own end. That was credited to Bingston Soundara, and then they're scoring on the power play with just over 2 minutes left. So Nolensville lead Page Summit 3-0 after one in this second Predators Cup Winners Bracket semifinal. I'll be back in a few seconds with the start of the second. But if you're listening on the YouTube podcast, we're going to go ahead and take you to the start of the second period. Ready to start the second period of this one. Bingston Soundara still in goal for Nolensville. Justin Yanuchili still in goal for Page. For this second period, Nolensville will carry the puck from my left to right, Page from my right to left. Update from Rink B, it is 2-2 between Clarksville and Brentwood in the second game of the first round of the losers bracket in the Hein Cup. Page wins the draw to start the second, but right when Hunter Haley gets to the Nolensville blue line, the puck was knocked off his stick. He catches up to it on the near side, dumps it in. Puck held in at the left point by Jonah Ferguson as it came back out to the blue line. Hunter Haley putting it in front. Tyler Bell whiffs on it from right in front of the net. Halters will get to it. Hudson Halters passing out to the high slot. Jonah Ferguson taking a shot. Stopped by Bingston Soundara. Rebound from Haley. Blockered away by Soundara from the left circle. And Nolensville will ice the puck as Page come with it to start the second. 13:28 left in the middle frame. 3-0. Nolensville leading. Draws to the right of Soundara. Nolensville win it. Bring it to center. Spencer Kern. Back into the Page zone on the left wing side. Puck goes to the inboards. Now to the near side. Kern turns, fires it down the wall. Puck in the left wing corner. Carson Roganchik going into the front of the net. He actually whiffed on a shot attempt in the left circle, held onto the puck. Then it got away from him as he was trying to go to the front of the net. Puck out on the far side. Emmett Zakos left point. Keeps it alive, but then turns it over to the Spartriots. Braden Owen back into the Nolensville zone. Trying to put it in from an odd angle. And it was sitting on the left-hand side of the crease, but nobody in a white sweater could get there. Back the other way goes Kern. Kern left wing side of the Page zone. Trying to put it out in front. It's intercepted. Clearing attempt held in at the left point by Zakos. Here's Kern. Kern passing it down the right wing. The shot from the right circle from Kern, turned away by Yanuchili. Cleared out of the zone by Page. Zakos drops the puck back through center, intercepted, but brought back into the Nolensville zone offside. Madden Chandler stepped over the blue line before Aiden Meyer. 12:02 to go in the second. 3-0 Nolensville. Drawing the dot in front of the bleachers across from the Page bench at center. One by Page. They get it into the Nolensville zone, but the Knights have it. Cleared out by Judah Campbell. Ben Campbell. Brought right back in by Hudson Alters, who gets knocked down on the far side by Ben Campbell. Puck comes over the left point. Oh, Jonah Ferguson couldn't hold it in. Hank Prosser all over him. Ferguson passing across to the far side. Puck back in the Nolensville zone. Campbell trying to clear it. It's held in by Halters. Halters shot in the right circle. Knocked down with a glove of Soundara. Another shot in the ball in the right circle. Stopped by Soundara, and he dives out and covers. With Hunter Haley standing over him, Camden Mullen in there as well. 11:26 to go in the second. 3-0 Nolensville. As Pager bringing it early, trying to break onto the board. Draw is going to be to Soundara's, should be his right, I would think. Yep, it's going to be to his right. One by Page. Here is Jonah Ferguson with a shot in the left point, deflected by Hudson Halters, but very slow and off the right leg pad of Soundara. Halters behind the net. Chasing the puck to the near side. Drops it back for Haley, pushed into the boards. Mullen with it. Trying to come out in front, and his shot on the left-hand side of the net misses. Somebody's stick got knocked into the air. It was Mullen's. Puck behind the net. Mullen with his stick back in his hands. Wanted to put it in front, could not. Puck over in the right wing corner. Sent around to the near side. Logan Campbell trying to drop it back. Intercepted by Mullen. Dumped back to the inboards. Hunter Haley put it in front, but deflected by the stick of Soundara. Oh, and then the puck came to the left-hand side of the net where Haley was standing, and he deflected it over. Soundara in an open net behind him, and Haley couldn't cash in. Now the puck in front again. Charlie Bonner clearing it away. Henry Cravens passing it ahead of Heath Udy at center, and he knocks it down. Elijah Selby with it in his own zone, passing it up the far side. Went off a Nolensville skate, brought out to center by Selby. Selby back into the Nolensville zone, and the slider shot into the chest of Soundara, and he'll hang on. He'll let it drop in his glove and hang on for the whistle. 10:16 to go in the second. Still 3-0 Nolensville. And near the end of the second, Brentwood have taken a 3-2 lead over Clarksville over on Rink B. Draw to the right of Soundara. If Brentwood win, they will play the loser of tomorrow night's JP2 Father Ryan game in a Hein Cup Losers Bracket quarterfinal on February 23rd. Here's Carson Roganchik, right wing side of the Page zone, sends it across the front of the net. Held in Ben Campbell, passed into the left wing corner. Spencer Krim, the high slot, a shot over the net. I think it may have been blockered over by Janu Chile. Yeah, the winner of that Brentwood-Clarksville game won't play again until February 23rd. Meanwhile, the loser of next Tuesday's other Hein Cup winners bracket semi between the Outlaws and Indy have to turn around and play Mount Juliet in the first losers bracket quarterfinal the very next night, next Wednesday. So insane scheduling. Whoever wins this game doesn't have to play for 12 days. Whoever loses next Tuesday's game has to play again the very next night. Insane. Puck out at center. Ends up back in the Nolensville zone. Braden Owen chasing after it, gets to it, wanted to put it in front for Aiden Meyer, broken up nicely and sent around the other way by Emmett Zakos. Here's Spencer Kern. Kern of the puck poked off his stick at his own blue line. Madden Chandler past the slot, softly poked on goal by Braden Owen, turned away by Bingston Soundara. And Nolensville will ice the puck from their own zone. 8:54 to go in the second. The Knights still up 3-0. Aiden Meyer having to get off the ice because there's a loose mouthpiece. He's saying it's not his. Draw to the left of Soundara. One by Nolensville, backhanded out to center, but right under the stick of Jonah Ferguson. Waits for his teammates to get back on side. Sends it back into the Nolensville zone. Thomas Renegar on the far side. Sending it around to the near side. Cravens up the wall. Off the stick of Judah Campbell and out to center. And then sent right back into the Nolensville zone. Picked up by Hudson Halters. Halters in the left wing corner. Trying to pass out to the slot. Right under the stick of Judah Campbell. Hunter Haley taking it away from Renegar, but then Renegar gets it back and clears it. Here's Haley at center. Pass get back to the near side, Camden Mullen. Left wing side of the Nolensville zone. Try to pass the slot. And Halters went right into the skates of Cravens. Mullen with it again. Sending it down the left wing towards the inboards. Here's Haley. Knocked off his stick. Haley. Knocked off his stick again. Judah Campbell ends up clearing it into the little booth where I am. .7:59 to go in the second. Still 3-0. Nolensville draws to the right of Soundara. One by Page. Shot from Madden Chandler. Hit off a skate. Went past the net to Soundara's right. Liam Gardner trying to put the puck in front. Held it to the blue line by Jonah Ferguson. And his shot off a stick into the netting above the glass on that far side. Soundara. One by Nolensville. Puck sent around the boards to the near side. Held in by Tyler Bell. Sent to the front of the net. Intercepted and cleared out by Ben Campbell. Sent back the other way by Aiden Garner, but little brother Liam had to get back on side. And Charlie Bonner went into the Page zone before Logan Campbell brought the puck in. Draws in the dot in front of the bleachers across from the Nolensville bench at center. One by Page. Here's Tyler Bell backhanding it towards the Nolensville blue line. Knocked down by Madden Chandler, who then had to drop back towards his own zone. Passed ahead to Chandler from his own blue line. Then he ran into Heath Hudie and lost the puck. Logan Campbell almost gave it away to Liam Garner inside his own zone. Here's Campbell through center. Back into the Page zone. Drops it back in the left circle. Puck sent to the left wing corner. Big battle for that puck in the left wing corner still. Now the puck carried to the front of the Page net, and a shot from Logan Campbell stopped by Yanu Chile, and the rebound is cleared out of the zone. It's going to stop inside the top of the left circle, and the Nolensville end, so no icing. Madden Chandler bats Logan Campbell off the puck. Now here's Chandler behind the net. Coming out to the right circle, turning and shooting. Blocked away by Soundara, and the rebound from Mullen would have gone past the net had it not been blocked by Campbell and cleared out. Puck back in the Page end, brought right back out by Ryan Ellis. Passed ahead to Hudson Halters. Halters chipping it to the slot. Hunter Haley in front of backhander, stopped by Soundara. Haley with the puck again, top of the right circle with a shot, blocked away by Soundara. Rebound cleared out of the zone. Yanu Chile will play it and ends up firing it into the netting above the glass on the near side. 5:52 to go in the second. Still 3-0 Nolensville. Draw is going to be to the left of Yanu Chile. Two referees and the linesmen were talking. I'm not sure about what. Draw one by Page. Puck out at center. Hunter Haley left circle in the Nolensville zone. Wanted to go to his forehand, but Judah Campbell came in and took the puck off him. Now Haley with it again. Comes out to the right circle. Shot blocked. Poked away from Campbell. Judah Campbell. Henry Cravens sending it up the boards. Held in at the left point by Elijah Selby. Now Cravens. Passing to the far side. Poked away from Hank Prosser. Thomas Renegar passing it up the far side. Jonah Ferguson dumps it back into the Nolensville zone from center. Cravens in the right wing corner trying to flip it up the boards. Prosser. Clearing attempt went off the skates of Ferguson and out of the zone anyway. Puck right back near the Nolensville blue line. Knights come up with it. Now it's back in the page end, sent to the inboards by Judah Campbell. And he'll go to the bench for a change. Puck knocked away from Elijah Selby. Puck brought back into the Nolensville zone by Braden Owen, and his shot from the top of the right circle into the netting above the glass. I think it may have gone off a stick. And they're saying that's exactly what happened. 4:29 to go in the second, still 3-0 Nolensville. And it is now 4-2 Brentwood over Clarksville over on Rink B in that second game in the first round of the Hein Cup losers bracket. Draw to the left of Soundara, won by Page, sent around the boards to the near side. Puck held in at the left point. Here's Braden Owen. The high slot, a shot. Stopped by Soundara, and he's got it covered. Draw to the right of Soundara again. One by Page. Madden Chandler puts the slot. Aiden Meyer, a shot stopped by Soundara. Puck behind the net. Coming around to the near side. Here's Logan Campbell. Sending it ahead to Heath Hudie. Hudie brings it into the Page zone, has it stolen and cleared out. Charlie Bonnert. Far side of his own zone. Backhanding it ahead to Hudie. Hudie left wing side of the Page end. Is it taken away and cleared out? It's back in the Page end. Charlie Bonnert, right wing in front of backhander, blocked. Comes back to the front of the net. Yanu Chile pokes it away. Now Aiden Garner bringing the puck through center. Back into the Nolensville zone on the left wing side. Getting up a shot. Stopped by Soundara. Got it between the legs, between the knees. 3:18 to go in the second. Still 3-0 Nolensville. Draw is going to be to Soundara's right once more. One by Nolensville. Puck out at center. Brought back into the Nolensville zone by Hudson Alders. Knocked off his stick. Camden Mullen backhands it into the air from the high slot. Soundara gloves and wanted to drop it, but decides to hang on for the whistle just to be safe. Draw to the right of Soundara. One by Page, and Ryan Ellis' shot high and over the net from the left point. Puck out at center. Judah Campbell knocked off his stick. Puck back in the Nolensville zone, quickly cleared out by Henry Cravens. Clearing attempt intercepted at center by Hank Prosser, brought back into the Nolensville zone, Page zone offside. Wonder if it was Judah Campbell who went over the blue line before Prosser brought it in. 2:40 to go in the second, still 3-0 Nolensville. Page win the draw, bring it back into the Nolensville zone on the right wing side. Pass the slot. Hudson Aldridge in front of shot, stopped by Soundara right as he got to the front of the net. Spencer Kern through center, back into the Page zone on the left wing side. Puck knocked off his stick. Thomas Renegar, left half wall with a shot, turned away by Yanuchili. Either that or it missed the net to his right. Here's Hudson Halters. Now Mullen, Camden Mullen, left wing side of the Nolensville zone. A shot turned away by Soundara, who closed the 5-hole. Puck held in at the left point by Ellis. Sent down the left wing. Intercepted Carson Roganchik ahead to Spencer Kern. Now here's Malleus-Mayer with a shot, score! Kern passed across to the left circle, and Malleus-Mayer, who fires it into the back of the net for his second goal of the game. And it's 4-0 Nolensville with 1:52 to go in the second. Draw one, Page. Puck dumped into the Nolensville goal. Actually shot on goal from center by Tyler Bell. Stopped and covered up by Soundara. He'll drop it to his left. Draw one by Page. Puck in front. A shot from Madden Chandler. Stopped by Soundara. He clears the rebound away. Chandler on the near side. Sending the puck to the left wing corner. Here's Tyler Bell putting it in front. Braden Owen couldn't get a stick on it. Owen tried to put it in front for Bell. Went off his stick and away from him. And Judah Campbell ends up icing it from his own zone. With 76 seconds to go in the second, and Nolensville up 4-0. Draw one by Page. There's Madden Chandler, shot blocked. Popped up in the air, landed at center. Heath Hudi dumps it back into the Page zone. Puck of the end boards. Sent around to the far side. Cleared. It's going to end up being iced by Page. Nope, they wave it off. Final minute of the second. Here's Henry Cravens. Sending it to the near side. And then Braden Owen off the boards with a shot off the left leg pad of Soundara. Puck behind the net. Haley trying to put it out in front. Cleared away by Emmett Zakos. Not out of the zone, though. Came back towards the front of the net. Was cleared away again. Now it's out of the zone. Aiden Gardner chips it back into the Nolensville zone. Right to Charlie Bonnert, who almost left it behind him. Now he'll pass it up the near side. Intercepted. And Logan Campbell with a stick knocked out of his hands. Less than 30 seconds to go in the second. Is Hunter Haley going to go to the box for slashing? So Nolensville back to the power play, up 4-0 with 28 seconds exactly to go in the second. Draw is going to be to the left of Yanuchili. One by Nolensville. Spencer Kern at the right point. Puck passed out to the blue line. Henry Craven shot through traffic, missed the net to the right of Yanuchili. Pass across Kern, right circle, put in front. Malleus-Mayer shot stopped by Yanuchili. Rebound cleared away from the net. Puck in the left wing corner. Drop back to the end boards behind the net. Timer's going to run out on the second. Jackson Malleus-Mayer scoring with just under 2 minutes left in the second. His second goal of the game, and Nolensville now lead Page Summit 4-0 after 2 in this Predators Cup, second Predators Cup winners bracket semifinal. I'll be back in a few seconds with the start of the third, but if you are listening on the YouTube podcast, we're going to go ahead and take you to the start of the third period. Ready to start the third period of this one. Justin Yanuchili still in goal for Page Summit. Bingston Soundara still in goal for Nolensville for this third period. Page will carry the puck from my left to right, Nolensville from my right to left. Nolensville starting this third period with 92 seconds of power play time carrying over. If Page come back, tie it up, and third period finishes that way, we'll go to a 5-minute 3-on-3 sudden death overtime. If that doesn't solve it, a shootout. But for the moment, it doesn't look like we're going to go to OT. Here's Henry Cravens bringing the puck into the Page zone. In the right circle, puck behind the net. Passed out to the top of the left circle, and Logan Campbell. Now Cravens. Passing across to the right point, Spencer Kern back to Cravens at the center point. Ooh, got it back to Kern. He just held it atop the blue line. Just held it. So it's still onside. Less than a minute left in the power play for Nolensville. Kern now on the near side. Moving back out to the blue line. He and Cravens will switch. Now top of the left circle, shot misses the net to the right of Yanuchili. Here's Cravens. Passing across Kern. Kern, right point. Now Cravens one-timer, he shanked it. Hit Ryan Ellis in front. Aiden Meyer clears. 30 seconds left in the power play for Nolensville now. Puck back in their zone. Kern with it on the far side. Kern to center. Back into the Page zone on the right wing side. Kern ran into Jonah Ferguson, got knocked down. Ferguson backhands it out. Hank Prosser with it. Penalty time against Page is up. They're back at even strength. Puck dumped back into the Page zone by Nolensville. Smacked around the boards to the near side and out. Puck coming back into the Nolensville end. Picked up by Emmett Zakos. Hunter Haley pushes him off the puck. Zakos gets back to it and clears it up the far side. Here is Aiden Garner passing ahead to Hudson Halters. Halters. The puck taken away and cleared out, or sent towards the Page zone. Aiden Garner with it just inside his own blue line. Carries it out to center. Back into the Nolensville zone on the left wing. Puck knocked off his stick on the back check. Cleared out by Nolensville. Here's Elijah Selby at center. Trying to shoot it on goal from center. Blocked by Thomas Renegar inside the Nolensville zone. Puck dumped back into the Nolensville end. And Nolensville are going to end up icing it. 11:10 to go in regulation. 4-0 Nolensville leading. It is now 5-2. Brentwood over on Rink B. They lead Clarksville in that Hein Cup elimination game. They're past the halfway point of the third, so unless Clarksville come back, it looks like Brentwood are going to win that game. Move on, and again, they won't have to play until February 23rd in the losers bracket quarterfinals against the loser of tomorrow night's JP2 Father Ryan game. Draw was won by Page, and a one-timer from from Jonah Ferguson at the blue line, turned away by Bingston Soundara. Now Spencer Kern pushing the puck back into the Page zone. It's in the right wing corner. Here's Ben Campbell trying to come down the slot. Puck kicked off his stick and out. Dump back into the Page zone. Jonah Ferguson will track it down. Makes it off the near boards to Braden Owen, who clears it out. So the Nolensville zone for a moment. Quickly cleared out by Henry Cravens. Now it's back in the Page end of the right wing side. Jackson Malleus-Mayer trying to pass it in front. Intercepted by Jonah Ferguson. He clears it out. Shot back in from center by Cravens. It'll be turned away. It's on goal. It'll be turned away by Yanuchili. Here's Logan Campbell, bringing it back into the Page zone on the right wing side. Pushed into the boards. Puck coming up to the right point. Now we're going to have a penalty against Nolensville. Yes, because Campbell was battling with Aiden Meyer. Cross-checking the call against Logan Campbell. So Page back in the power play now, 4-0 with 9:53 to go in regulation. Draw to the right of Soundara. One by Page. Shot in the left point. Stopped by Soundara. He'll cover up the rebound. There's Madden Chandler shooting from the left point. Right up against the boards where the blue line and wall meet. Draw to the right of Soundara again. One by Page. Puck sent to the inboards. Shot in the left half wall. Blocked. And then, Hunter Haley took the puck to the slot, the right edge of the slot, out of a backhander that I thought was going to go in the net. Soundara knocked it away with his blocker. And the puck cleared by Nolensville. Picked up by Hudson Halters behind his own net. Halters will bring it to center. Pass to the far side. Here's Ferguson, left point. Passing back to the left half wall. Try to go across to Meyer. That was deflected by Carson Roganchik. Puck held in at the blue line by Ferguson. Less than a minute left in the power play for Page as a shot from Madden Chandler on the left circle off a stick into the netting above the glass. 56 seconds left in the power play. 8:50 to go in regulation. It is still 4-0 Nolensville. Shots on goal only 13-11. Is it really that low? There's no way it's that low. Draw is going to be to the right of Soundara. One by Page. Aiden Garner left point. Passing across to the right point, Elijah Selby. Selby passing down the right wing. Puck sent off the side of the net. And then Conley Meeks tried to pass ahead, intercepted by Spencer Kern. He'll pass it to center, and Carson Roganchik deflects it into the Page zone. Here's Aiden Garner. Back to center. 30 seconds left in the power play for Page, and they turn over the puck inside the Nolensville zone. Here's Roganchik. Backhanding it back to the inboards of the Page end. Braden Owen to center. Back into the Nolensville zone on the left wing side. Puck to the inboards. Comes out to the bottom of the right circle, gets off a shot. It's stopped and held onto by Soundara. 6 seconds left in the power play. 8 minutes to go in regulation. Still 4-0 Nolensville. It is now 6-2 Brentwood over on Rink B. Just under 2 minutes to go. So Brentwood are going to hang on, should hang on and win that one, and stay alive in the Hein Cup. And that'll be it for elimination games this week. Next week, there are only 4 games, and 3 of them are elimination games. Both of the Preds Cup losers bracket quarters and the first Hein Cup losers bracket quarter. The other game next week is the second Hein Cup winners bracket semi between the Outlaws and Indy. Madden Chandler with a shot, turned away by Soundara. Puck coming around to the near side boards. It's out in front of the net. Picked up by Logan Campbell. Puck coming up the far side. Charlie Bonner clears. And icing waved off because Jonah played at the red line. Puck back in the Page zone. Clearing attempt. Emmett Zakos whiffed on it at the blue line at the center point. He wanted to shoot it as it came his way, but he whiffed on it and went out. Puck back in the Nolensville zone. Sent back the other way by Ryan Ellis as it came to the Page blue line. Henry Cravens with it, passing it up the far side. Hank Prosser calling for it. Puck ends up back in the Page zone. Luke Doble had it on his stick for a moment, left it behind him. Here's Camden Mullen. Backhanding it up the far side, Hunter Haley. Right wing side of the Nolensville zone, try to get to the net, and his shot stopped by Soundara. And the buzzer sounds over on Rink B, so I'm guessing that's it for the Brentwood-Clarksville game. Puck back in the Page zone. Yanu Chile wanted to play it, left it for Aiden Garner as it was going past the net. Now Hank Prosser trying to put it in front. Broken up with a stick of Hudson Halters. Aiden Garner with it. Passing it ahead to Hunter Haley. Trying to get it to Hunter Haley. Going towards the Nolensville blue line. Knocked away by Emmett Zakos. Broken up by Emmett Zakos. Hudson Halders brings the puck back into the Nolensville zone. Shot in the slot. Stopped by Soundauer. He'll pull in the rebound and cover. 5:58 to go in regulation. 4-0 Nolensville. Oh, Clarksville got one more goal. Brentwood beat Clarksville 6-3, so Clarksville's season is over. Man, what? Golly. Clarksville after their first 5 games of the regular season were 3-2-0 and then proceeded to go on a 12-game losing streak to end the season. Lost their last 10 games of the regular season and then go 2-0 in the Hein Cup. A shame. Rutherford last night ended the regular season on a 13-game losing streak. Lost their last 11 games of the regular season and then went 2-0 in the Hein Cup. We're going to have a penalty, a slashing call against Hunter Haley. It's his 3rd penalty of the game. He's gonna have to be careful. If he gets one more, he's suspended for next week. And Page are going to absolutely need him in the losers bracket. So Nolensville back to the power play, up 4-0 with 5:39 to go in regulation. Draw is going to be to the right of Yanuchili. One by Page. Here's Aiden Garner. Firing it around the far side boards. Held in Spencer Kern. Passes to the bottom left circle. Campbell. Logan Campbell out to the blue line. Henry Cravens. Cravens shot over the net. Justin Yanuchili jumped up to make sure it went over. Logan Campbell left circle. Moving towards the net. A shot. Missed the net to the right of Yanuchili. He may have gotten a piece of it in his way by, but it would have missed anyway. Kern right point. Passing back down the wall, Logan Campbell. Correction, Jackson Malleus-Mayer back out to the blue line. Cravens shot, hit a Page stick, came to the slot anyway. Charlie Bonnet with a soft backhander. Stopped and covered up by Yanuchili. 79 seconds left in the power play. 4:59 to go in regulation. Still 4-0 Nolensville. Draw to the right of Yanuchili. One by Clarksville. Puck coming around the boards to the far side. Luke Doble trying to back in front from the bottom of the right circle. Hit the outside of the post to the left of Yanuchili, and Matt Chandler will bring it out to center. Minute left in the power play for Nolensville. Chandler to the front of Nolensville net, a shot. Did he score? No, I think it may have gone off of Soundara into the netting above the glass. Soundara with a save, and it goes. Under a minute left in the power play now for Nolensville. Draw is going to be to Soundara's left. Draw one by Page and a shot on the right point. And Jonah Ferguson gloved and held on to by Soundara. Draw will be to Soundara's left again. It's one by Nolensville. Sorry, one by Page, sent past the net. Nolensville with it now. Spencer Kern at center. Brings it back into the Page zone on the left wing side. Page take it, try and clear it. It's held in. Nope, Thomas Renegard did not keep it in. It hopped past him and went out to center. 30 seconds left of the power play for Nolensville. Here's Braden Owen, left wing side of the Nolensville zone. The shot steered away by Soundara. Jackson Malleus-Mayer brings the puck back to center. Back into the Page zone. Shot from the top of the left circle into the netting above the glass. Malleus-Mayer looking for a hat trick. 12 seconds left in the power play. 3:52 to go in regulation. Still 4-0 Nolensville. Draw to the right of Yanuchili. One by Nolensville. Puck at the end boards. Penalty time against Page is up. They're back at even strength. Here's Charlie Bonnert behind the net. Drops it to the inboards. Logan Campbell. It knocked off his stick. Braden Owen clears it out. Here's Logan Campbell. Poked off his stick. It's back. Oh, it was offside. Poked back into the Page zone, but Nolensville will win an offside. 3:09 to go in regulation. 4-0 Knights. As it looks like it's going to be them and Franklin in the Preds Cup Winners Bracket Final 12 days from now on February 23rd, 6:30 over on Rink B. Page win the draw, bringing it into the Nolensville zone, immediately taken away and cleared out. Judah Campbell dumps it back into the Page zone. Here's Aiden Garner. Chipping it up the near side now. Backhanded back into the Page zone from center by Emmett Zakos. Aiden Garner from behind his own net, backhanding up the far side. Held in, knocked down and held in at the right point. And a shot gloved and held on to by Yanuchili. That was from Judah Campbell, who held that puck in. Got off that shot. 2:31 to go in regulation. Still 4-0 Nolensville. I was about to say Hendersonville. It's Nolensville. So it is a final from Rink B, 6-3. Brentwood over Clarksville. So we have 12 teams still playing GNASH hockey in the 2025-26 season. Draw to the left of Yanuchili. Won by Page. Clearing attempt hit Jackson Malleus-Mayer. Shot from the right circle, and Carson Roganchik blocked. And the puck cleared out by Nolensville. Dumped right back into the Page. Cleared out by Page and then dumped right back in by Nolensville. Here's Reeve Gable. Passing it up the far side. Hit the skates of Spencer Kern. Went back into the Page zone. Carson Roganchik had to get back on side. Clearing attempt intercepted by Kern. From behind the blue line. Turned away by Yanuchili. Puck back in the Nolensville zone. And knocked away. And then shot from the high slot. Hudson Alters turned away by Soundara. Puck was going right to the front of the net. Soundara poked it away, I think, from Hudson Alters and left his net wide open for a second. Puck out in front again. Chandler a shot. Turned away by Soundara. Comes out to the blue line. Ryan Ellis shot blocked. Chandler with a shot from in front. Stopped and held on to by Soundara with 89 seconds to go in regulation, and it's still 4-0 Nolensville. Draw's going to be to Soundara's right. One by Page. They put it in front. Soundara covers. Draw be to Soundara's right again. One by Page and a one-timer from Hunter Haley off the left leg pad of Soundara. Puck at center. Jonah Ferguson carrying it back into the Nolensville zone on the right wing side. Trying to put it in front. Hudson Halter's got a stick on it. Big battle in front of the crease. A lot of bodies in front of the crease, in front of the net. Soundara kept it out. Final minute of regulation. Clearing attempt held in at the left point. Ferguson pass across to the right point. Aiden Meyer with a shot in the right wing side. Stopped by Soundara. Meyer with another shot from the right circle. Turned away by Soundara. Rebound score. It's Chandler. Puck came to Chandler at the right-hand side of the net, and he bangs in the rebound. Soundara couldn't dive across in time. That breaks the shutout. Makes it 4-1 Nolensville with 43.9 seconds to go. Timeout's been called by somebody. I'm not sure who. While I have a minute, I'm going to go ahead and update my Hind Cup bracket here. Timeout done. Everybody back at center ice. Page win the draw and dump it into the Nolensville zone, and then we get a whistle. Net is empty for Page, by the way. Not anymore, because they're going to drop the puck to the left of Yanuchili. He's going to come back into the crease. I guess it was intentional offside against Page. Only thing I could think of. Draw one by Page. Aiden Garner passing it up the near side. Here's Madden Chandler in the Nolensville zone. Going in there, the shot. Stopped by Soundara. Rebound stopped by Soundara. Tried to sit on in the crease. Puck coming back up the far side. There now. Shot from the top of the right circle. Gloved and held on to by Yanuchili. That was from Judah Campbell. 18.9 seconds to go. A little bit of franticness there. Draw by Yanuchili's left. One by Nolensville. One timer from Henry Cravens. Misses the net to the left of Yanuchili. Here's Hank Prosser trying to put it in front. It's behind the net. Put out in front by, I think, Judah Campbell. Nobody in a black sweater there. Puck out at center on the far side. Hudson Alters brings it back into the Nolensville zone. Holds, takes a shot. Turned away by Soundara. That's it. It's going to be Nolensville against Franklin in the Predators Cup Winners Bracket Final 12 days from now as Nolensville beat Page Summit 4-1. That first period where Nolensville scored 2 and then had one put in their own net, and Page put one in their own net, ended up being the killer. And Nolensville are back in the Preds Cup Winners Bracket Final. I know they put out that graphic on the GNASH Facebook page the other day that said, for the first time since 2022, we're going to have a new Preds Cup winner. No, it's first of all, it's 2021 because Ravenwood won the next two, and then Nolensville Lipscomb won the last two. I consider Nolensville are defending their share of the title. Nolensville are still defending their share of the title. Let me just enter this final score in on the bracket here. So it's the 5 seed versus the 7 in the Preds Cup Winners Bracket Final 12 days from now over on Rink B at 6:30 on February 23rd. Page Summit will play Hendersonville Beach Lawson next Wednesday night in the first Preds Cup Losers Bracket quarterfinal here on Rink A at 7:10. And then in the 8:45 game, it'll be Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian taking on Montgomery Bell. So another that Page Hendersonville game, that's between the 3 and the 4. So another top 4 seed is going to get knocked out next Wednesday. God, this postseason's been insane. All right, the goal scorers in this one. Madden Chandler had the only goal of the game for Page. For Nolensville, 2 goals for Jackson Malleus-Mayer. Spencer Kern scored the first, and Bingston Soundara was credited with that goal that Page put in their own net on the delayed power play. Jackson Malleus-Mayer is going to be our player of the game because he scored twice. And Bingston didn't really have to do a lot because, man, that first period deflated the heck out of Page. They came out fighting in the second, but couldn't get past him. It was too late at that point. It was already too late at that point. Wow. So here are our final scores from this evening in the Preds Cup Winners Bracket semifinals. Franklin defeating Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian 6-0. And just now, Nolensville beating Page Summit 4-1. And in the second game of the first round of the Hind Cup Losers Bracket, it was Brentwood beating the Clarksville Kings 6-3. And the Clarksville Kings, they're going to say goodbye to just two seniors, Chris Fechner and P.J. Burns. P.J. Burns, a big part of their offense. They're bringing back a lot of talent next year, but they need to bump up that roster to at least 20 players. They can't keep playing the merit game, especially when they got their own place to practice all the time and play. Well, they don't really play there. They only play 2 games a year. But, yeah, Chris Fechner and P.J. Burns, the 2 seniors that the Clarksville Kings will be saying goodbye to. Okay, one more game left this week. And that is tomorrow night. Let me just check and make sure it hasn't been moved to another day. Yeah, okay. Tomorrow night, 8:45 in the North Ring at Antioch, the first Hein Cup winners bracket semi. JP Toolmuk GCS, the 4 seed, taking on the 1 seed Father Ryan. We'll have that game for you. 8:40 pregame for an 8:45 face-off. And then once that game is done, we'll have played 15 postseason games across both tournaments. We'll be halfway through. It takes 28 to 30 games to play the postseason. 28 if both tournaments don't need their if necessary game. 29 if one needs the if and the other doesn't. 30 if both need the if necessary games. The Preds Cup is past the halfway point. We have played 18 of a possible 14 or 15. We played 8 of a possible 14 or 15 games. And, yeah, the Hein Cup has played 6 games to this point. So they are approaching halfway, but the Preds Cup, they're past halfway. 53% of the tournament has been a possible 15 games, 8 out of a maximum of 15, a minimum of 14. But we know who will be playing in the Preds Cup Winners Bracket Final 12 days from now. It's going to be Nolensville and Franklin. If Nolensville, I still consider them a Preds Cup Final for them. I still consider them, like I said, they're defending their share of the title. They're defending their share. And if Franklin win, that'll be the first time Franklin have ever gone to the Preds Cup Final. Before we go on this evening, I want to give some on-air shout-outs. If this Google Doc will load and I can scroll down. Oh, come on, for goodness sake. There, finally. Want to give a shout-out to Victor Bonnert, father of Charlie Bonnert, Tom and Marcia Cravens, parents of Henry and Annie Cravens, Tori and Ludo Roganchik, parents of Carson Roganchik, and Bing and Lisa Soundara, the parents of Bingston Soundara. They purchased the full season membership by a package of perks on our Buy Me a Coffee page. They get their names listed in the newsletter, which is published almost daily. They're getting this on our shout-out for any and all Nolensville games that I have and still have to cover this season. And they're getting this in any and all Nolensville games I have and still have to cover as downloadable MP3s. Again, we are no longer offering the full season memberships. I don't want you to pay $40 for 2 weeks or $20 for 2 weeks for the newsletter shout-out only. So we're offering 2 postseason packages. If you just want your name listed in the newsletter, that's $7.50. If you want the package of perks, which is, again, your name listed in the newsletter, on-air shout-out for any and all games I cover of the team that you support, and downloadable MP3s of any and all games of the team I cover, of the games I cover of the team that you support. Go to our buymeacoffee.com page. That's buymeacoffee.com/mid10sportsnet, MIDTN And in that top left corner where it says Support Middle Tennessee Sports Network, type in either $7.50 or $15. And if you're putting in $15 let me know what team you support so I can properly list you on the on this Google sheet that I've got. I've got it broken up by people who only have their name listed in the newsletter, and I need to add a couple people to that list, and then the people who purchase the package of perks. Again, buymeacoffee.com, buymeacoffee.com/mid10sportsnet, MIDTNSBRTSNET, and type in either $7.50 or $15 in that little box where it says support Middle Tennessee Sports Network. All right. One more game left on this second week of the 2026 GNASH postseason. Tomorrow night in Antioch, first Hine Cup winners bracket semifinal. JP Tillamook GCS taking on Father Ryan. Be on the air at 8:40 for an 8:45 face-off. Our on-air finals tonight in the Preds Cup winners bracket semifinals. Franklin 6, Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville nothing. And just now, Nolensville 4, Page Summit 1. I'm Michael Hackney. Thank you all so much for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow night from Antioch at 8:40 for the first Hine Cup winners bracket semi between JP2 and Father Ryan. Good night from Centennial.